Before the noise arrives, before notifications invade your attention, before expectations, responsibilities, and the weight of the day settle onto your shoulders, there is a single moment reserved only for you. A moment the world cannot steal unless you give it away. A moment where you stand between who you were yesterday and who you could become today. Most people waste this moment. They surrender it before they even open their eyes. They let their phones define their mood. They let the past dictate their thoughts. They let the future poison their peace. But not you. Not anymore. Because something inside you has awakened. A quiet recognition that the first words you speak each morning are not simply sounds. They are declarations, instructions, blueprints for your consciousness. Your first thoughts are the architects of your reality. Your first words are seeds that grow into the shape of your day, your identity, your future. The Stoics understood this profoundly. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful emperors in history, started each morning by speaking to himself, not with arrogance, but with discipline, humility, and awareness. He wrote reminders in his journal because he knew, if you don't take command of your mind, something else will. Today, you will learn 5 words, only 5, that when spoken with intention each morning, have the power to rewire your thinking, reshape your emotional patterns, and rebuild the way you move through the world. Not because they are magical, but because you are rewiring yourself as you speak them. Science agrees. Neuroplasticity proves that repeated thoughts form physical pathways in the brain. Thoughts become wiring. Wiring becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. Your words shape your mind shapes your choices, and your choices shape your life. So speak carefully. Speak truth. Speak power. Here are the 5 words that can transform your mornings and your destiny. Word 1, choice. Because your power begins where your automatic reactions end. Life will always bring unexpected storms. People will offend you. Plans will collapse. Challenges will rise without warning. But here is the truth most people never learn. The circumstance is not your prison. Your reaction is. When you whisper the word choice each morning, you remind yourself that there is a small, sacred pause between what happens and what you become because of it. Psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who endured the unimaginable in a concentration camp, discovered humanity's deepest strength in the darkest place on earth. He wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and our growth. That space is your kingdom. That space is where your power lives. That space is where your old patterns die and your new identity begins." Most people react without thinking. They let anger speak for them. They let fear act for them. They let disappointment write their story. But you choose. You choose how to interpret events. You choose how to respond. You choose whether you will rise or break. This does not mean you suppress emotions. The Stoics never taught repression. They taught mastery. You are not a puppet. You are a sovereign. Each morning, speak the word choice. Claim the space between the event and the reaction. Own the response that aligns with your highest self. Word 2, growth. Because discomfort is not punishment, it is evolution in disguise. People run from discomfort as if it were fire. But what they fail to see is that discomfort is the fire that forges the strongest steel. The Stoics called this amor fati, the love of fate. Not tolerance, not resignation, love. Because whatever life places in front of you becomes raw material for growth. Every challenge is shaping you. Every irritation is training you. Every setback is preparing you for greater strength. When you greet the morning with the word growth, you are rewiring the way your brain interprets difficulty. Suddenly, a delay becomes patience training. A rejection becomes redirection. A mistake becomes mastery. A hardship becomes character in motion. Growth rarely feels like growth while it is happening. It often feels like friction, frustration, or fear. But friction is how you sharpen a blade. Pressure is how you strengthen a bone. Heat is how you refine gold. You are not being punished. You are being sculpted. Each morning, whisper growth. Train your mind to run toward discomfort, not away from it. Because everything you desire is hiding on the other side of what feels difficult. Word 3. Today. Because the present is the only battlefield where change is real. Most minds live in two time zones, the past and the future. One is a graveyard of regrets. The other is a forest of imagined fears. When you live in both, you live in neither. The Stoics taught presence with military precision. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present, because the present is the only place where effort can be applied, where change can occur, where action actually exists. Yesterday cannot be altered. Tomorrow cannot be guaranteed. But today is breathing, waiting, and completely within your influence. When you say the word today, you anchor your mind to the only moment that possesses real power. Today is where habits are formed, decisions are made, goals are pursued, identity is reinforced, courage is practiced. Your life is not built in years, it is built in days, one sunrise at a time. Do not waste the day you actually have by mourning the days you cannot get back or fearing the days you cannot predict. Speak today, each morning. Return to now. This moment is your life.
Word 4. Enough. Because self-worth is the foundation on which all transformation stands. This word may be the hardest one to speak, because for years, maybe decades, you were taught the opposite. You were taught that your value depends on your performance, your appearance, your productivity, your reputation, your achievements, your timeline. You were taught to believe that once you fix yourself, or improve yourself, or accomplish more, then you can feel whole. But the Stoics understood a truth that modern society has buried. You are not born incomplete. You are born enough. Your worth is intrinsic, not conditional. You carry value simply because you exist as a rational, conscious, living being capable of virtue and choice. When you say enough every morning, you are digging your worth out from beneath layers of comparison, judgment, and unrealistic standards. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. Everything you are striving for, strength, discipline, purpose, cannot be sustained without self-worth as its foundation. When you understand you are already enough, you stop seeking approval from the world and start seeking alignment with your values. You stop performing. You start becoming. You stop chasing validation. You start living with authenticity. Speak the word enough. Let it free you from the pressure to constantly prove yourself. Let it remind you that growth is something you pursue because you choose to, not because you must earn the right to exist. Word 5. Surrender. Because peace begins where control ends. You have been gripping life with white knuckles, trying to manage every variable, anticipate every outcome, and force the universe into alignment. But control is the heaviest burden you will ever carry, and the most exhausting. The Stoics drew a clear line between what is within your power and what is beyond it. Your effort, yours. Your mindset, yours. Your character, yours. But the outcomes, the timing, the reactions of others, the unfolding of the universe, never yours. When you say surrender in the morning, you are not giving up, you are giving over. You are releasing an impossible responsibility. You are choosing peace instead of tension, presence instead of anxiety, acceptance instead of resistance. You still act with intention. You still plan with intelligence. You still pursue your goals with discipline. But you understand, you control the input, not the outcome. Surrender does not make you passive, it makes you powerful. Because when you stop fighting the uncontrollable, you redirect all of your energy into what is within your influence. Speak the word surrender. Exhale the tension you have been carrying. Let go of what was never yours to hold. Conclusion. 5 words to rewrite your mind. These 5 words, choice, growth, today, enough, and surrender, are more than affirmations. They are the pillars of a new internal architecture. They are reminders that your mind belongs to you, your power belongs to you, your future belongs to you. Speak them with intention. Speak them with devotion. Speak them until your mind begins to reshape itself around them. Each morning, you are not simply waking up, you are beginning again. You are rebuilding the inner world that shapes everything else. Your mind is listening. What will you tell it tomorrow?
There is one more word, a word powerful enough to complete the entire structure of your morning mindset. It is the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. It is the word the Stoics lived by, even when they never wrote it directly. Become. If the first 5 words shape your internal world, this 6th word directs your life toward your highest potential. Because in the end, every morning offers one invitation. Become the person you were meant to be. Why become is the ultimate Stoic principle. Every Stoic philosopher believed the same truth. You are not finished. You are not fixed. You are not limited. You are not final. You are a work in motion, unfinished stone being carved by experience, choice, discipline, and intention. The Stoics did not seek perfection. They sought progress. They sought alignment. They sought character. Marcus Aurelius never claimed enlightenment. Instead, he wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Become one. Not talk about it, not dream about it, not wait to feel ready. Become. Every morning, every hour, every moment." The 6th word reminds you that your story is still being written, and you hold the pen. Becoming is not about speed. It is about direction.
People believe transformation requires intensity, grand changes, massive action, dramatic reinvention. But that is not how Stoics transformed themselves. Their method was simpler, quieter, more sustainable. 1% better. Every day. Unfailingly. Because everything great is built through small, repeated acts. Virtue, discipline, clarity, duty, presence. You don't need to reinvent your life overnight. You only need to point yourself toward the person you want to become, and walk. Slow is fine. Clumsy is fine. Imperfect is fine, as long as the direction is aligned. Every morning you say become, you choose direction over speed, and direction is destiny. I3. The battle between who you were and who you are becoming. The moment you choose to become a higher version of yourself, something interesting happens. Your old self resists. It tries to pull you back into old habits, old thinking, old fears. Not because it wants to hurt you, but because it is familiar. The old self is rooted in survival, not growth. It prefers certainty over possibility, comfort over evolution, repetition over transformation. But the new self, the one you are becoming, it chooses the opposite. Growth over safety, responsibility over excuses, clarity over distraction, purpose over pleasure, presence over chaos. This is not an internal conflict to fear. It is proof that you are evolving. When two versions of you collide, it is a sign that rebirth is underway. This is why the sixth word matters. Become reminds you to choose the future self over the familiar self. Every time. I4. The Stoic practice of self-creation. Most people think their identity is something they discover, but Stoics knew identity is something you create. Through practice, through discipline, through intention. Who you want to be is not waiting to be found. He is waiting to be built. The Stoics built themselves through 4 timeless practices. 1. Morning intention. They designed the mindset before entering the day. Exactly what you are doing now. 2. Midday correction. They paused, recalibrated, and corrected course when emotions ran high. 3. Evening reflection. Seneca reviewed his actions every night with honesty, asking not if was I perfect, but was I aligned. 4. Repetition without judgment. They never punished themselves for imperfection. They simply tried again the next day. This is self-creation. This is becoming. And it is available to you every moment you breathe. 5. The dangers of becoming your lower self. Just as you can become your higher self, you can also become the opposite without realizing it. People become more reactive, more fearful, more bitter, more distracted, more insecure, more addicted to comfort, more detached from their potential, not through one big decision, but through thousands of small surrenders. Your daily habits are votes. Each choice you make is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Skipping the workout, a vote for weakness. Doing the workout, a vote for strength. Scrolling for hours, a vote for distraction. Reading for 20 minutes, a vote for clarity. Lying to yourself, a vote for self-betrayal. Keeping your word, a vote for integrity. The sixth word reminds you, you become what you repeatedly choose. So choose with intention. 6. The future self is not a dream. It is a consequence. Imagine the highest version of yourself, calm,
disciplined, present, powerful, wise, grounded, clear. That version is not fantasy. That version is the logical result of the actions you take today. Your future self is a consequence, not a miracle, not a coincidence, not a stroke of luck. He is the inevitable outcome of thousands of small choices made with intention. Every time you say become in the morning, you step closer to him. You close the gap between the life you imagine and the life you actually live. The future self is not far away. He is waiting for you behind the discipline you avoid. 7. Become the person you needed when you were broken. There is a version of you, younger, more fragile, more lost, who needed encouragement, guidance, clarity, and courage. No one appeared. No one saved you. No one carried you out of that darkness. But you survived. You endured. You walked your way out. And now you have a chance to become the person your younger self desperately needed. Become the protector you lacked. Become the voice of strength. Become the disciplined, grounded, resilient version of yourself that would have guided you through your hardest times. This is not just healing. This is transformation. 8. The final commitment. Become every day. You have learned 6 words now. Choice, growth, today, enough, surrender, become. Together, they form a philosophy, a complete mental blueprint for a powerful, conscious, stoic morning. Say them slowly. Say them with intention. Say them with presence. Because every morning, the world gives you a new canvas, a blank page, an opportunity to rise. Not in huge leaps, but in deliberate steps. Your life is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to become. Not someday, not when you feel ready, not after everything is stable. Today, now, this moment. Because the world does not change when you wake up. Your world changes when you wake up.